One of the most difficult things we can do is remain free in an unfree world, and also to keep integrity in a corrupt world. What do I mean by a corrupt world? That's a place in which the powerful, by making laws within their power, take freedom away from those who don't have power. And you see it time after time in a million different ways. Recently in Canada, the gun registry was maintained by a vote of a couple of people in Ottawa, and it will take away the freedom of everyone coast to coast to coast in regard to something, firearms in fact, which has no ill effects except if used by people in a bad, negligent, or wrong way. The same could be said for a million other things, but every day government takes away more and more of our freedom in Canada, but certainly in other parts of the world as well. So really, how do we stay free in an unfree world, and how do we keep integrity in a corrupt world? I think the answer starts with me. It starts with you. Power to change the world is within us. It is within you, and it is within me. What do we do to change the world for the better? Maintaining our principles, keeping the things we believe in and our ideals. It's really rather simple. It's really all about communication. And until recently, there was only horizontal communication, and by that I mean from the top down. The hierarchy of various societies would tell us, through the power of their controlled media, what to believe, who was right, who was wrong, and generally it worked because the majority of people believed it. But today, through the beauty of access to the media, the horizontal communication of ideas is possible. And so the first step in overcoming a corrupt world is to reach out with the principles you have and find others who agree. So in order to find out what are the principles that you really believe in, you've got to turn inside yourself and say, what do I really, really believe in? Is there anything that I would be willing to give my life for? For my family? For my friends? For an ideal? What is it? What is it that you really believe? For God? For Jesus? For whoever you believe is a divine person? What would you do to make it possible for the ideals you believe in to be maintained? And what would you do if it didn't involve sacrifice or doing harm to anyone else? It might involve some effort. Well, I think the first step is to answer the question for yourself. What is it that you really believe is so important that you would try to make the world different by changing it towards the ideals you have? Once you've found the answer to that, the next step is equally simple. Find a place in this world where you can keep that ideal alive. And it might involve being able to reach out to your friends around you in the community. So you first have to find those friends. How do you find friends for an ideal? Well, first of all, you express the ideal. You tell other people what it is you really believe is so important. Like in my case, I believe that justice is very important. I've fought for it for almost 40 years in the courts. I don't see it very often, but when I do see it, it gives my life purpose and meaning. And I have also fought for independence for Western Canada, with which I believe there is no better alternative for the people of Western Canada. And I have found that by reaching out to those people who share my beliefs, I can feel less alone. I can actually see a difference in the lives of people that I have helped in the courts over the 40 years that I've been a lawyer. I know that I've made a difference for them. And it gives me great satisfaction to know that I've often done it, sometimes free, sometimes for half of the price that other people would be charging them, and sometimes I have actually been paid, and it's been wonderful to be paid, to pay the secretaries who have helped me and the people who have printed books for me and things of that kind. But I have found from my experience that sitting back and doing nothing is no solution for anything. For you, for me, for the world, for the truth, for God, for justice. Nothing changes if you and I don't change it. And nothing will happen if you don't speak out. So I hope if you don't have the ability to speak out, you'll find somebody you believe in who does. Maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody else. But find somebody who epitomizes what you believe and help that person to communicate the message that you believe in. It's all about communication, reaching out and telling the world how it can be made better by the things you truly believe in. let us reach around the world with our thoughts, with our best wishes, and with our best intentions to make this world a better place for the time we live in it. Thank you.